Hello everyone, welcome to A Foreigner Farming in the Philippines. So yesterday I kind of alluded to the situation that we've got here with the tilapia that are in the cages here. I took a couple of photos right when we were finished yesterday because it's hard to make it clear, and every little step that I take here on the bank sends them down. But if you will notice, too much magnification there. Well, anyway, they're on the surface and they're gulping for air. So they've reached the stage to where they need aeration now. Because what happens is that if they're oxygen starved, then they become starved. Now they'll eat, but if you guys have been following how they eat when I feed them, you will know that usually it's like a school of piranha when I throw feed in there, and right now they're just really not interested because they're more thirsty for air than they are thirsty for or hungry for food. So what we're going to do is the net that Tatai had made for, well, okay, so let me back that up just a little bit. So we need to move the fingerlings that we have up in the tanks out, so that I can bring that aeration compressor down here and start the aeration on these fish in these cages. However, if we remove that compressor up there, we've got so many fingerlings in those boxes that then they will suffocate. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the fingerlings, that the majority of the larger fingerlings in those cages up there, in those boxes up there, and we're going to bring them and put them in that capture net. What is it? Why are you crying? What? So that's what we're doing right now. So we've moved this capture net, and we're going to begin transferring fish so that I can start the aeration. And it's not cage specific. It's not like one of these cages they're gulping for air and the others are not. They're all the same, and that's telling me the pond water itself is low oxygen. Hopefully it'll be enough oxygen so that the fingerlings that we transfer down here won't be in too much distress. Now there's less biomass in all the fingerlings we have up there than any one of these boxes, because the fish are so much smaller and they've got, I don't know, 3 times the area to swim around in. So hopefully we'll have another at least 2.5 weeks here where they'll be okay in this capture net before we start another box here, because we're about 2.5 weeks out on starting another raised cage. So that's what we're all doing right now. Okay, we're going to remove from this first box here first. All the lines are caught, Tatai. There are so many fish in this first box. Okay, so, and that's what I forgot to bring. I need to go up and get something to block off these, to block these. I'll be right back. It was more of a challenge to reset that compressor up there than I had imagined. I finally had that all set up there the way that I wanted it, and then had to move everything down here. These lines here need to be blocked off, the ones that aren't being used, and so could always add more stones, more lines, more stones as need be. That might be needed right away. We're just going to see what these single stones in a single stone in each box will do. So there we go. It's working well. Those are at the bottom of the boxes. Now that stone there, the middle stone, doesn't seem to be putting out much air. I don't know why. It's probably specific to that stone. We'll see if that's enough. We'll give it an hour or so, and if not, I'll change out that stone, because the other two are really putting out the oxygen. Well, they're putting out the air, which is oxygenating the water. So overall, I'm going to come back in an hour and see if we're finished with the fish on the top gulping, and I'll check those over there to make sure they're okay. And if these, I'm suspicious of these, if these are still at the surface, I'm gonna have to change that stone out. It's just strange how these aeration stones are all from the same supplier, all bought at the same time, except the stones on the left and right are really putting out some bubbles, and the one in the center, not so much. I don't know. We'll check in an hour. It's been about an hour, and I don't see any fish on the surface, so that's a good sign. Whether or not they are sufficiently aerated, this is really the test. Throwing some feed in there. So if they really go after this, yeah, that made all the difference in the world, just that little bit of aeration. Yep. So that problem is solved for now. Now eventually, you know, that's just one small stone in each tank. I anticipate that eventually we will have to have a dedicated compressor for each box. So we'll keep adding stones for these, and then eventually we're probably going to have to add some compressors. And when it gets to the point to where, if it happens, that we just can't supplement enough oxygen for them, we'll have to harvest them. but we're going to play it by ear. We're going to get them as large as we can before we have to harvest, providing as much aeration as we can. So we shall see. Now those fish over there, well, let's just go have a look. We'll go check out the fingerlings that are in that big net over there. Well, these fish are not on the surface. They're not struggling. So that's a good thing. I can tell they're hungry though, so I'm gonna go get them some starter and feed them. You can see, hopefully you can see that there's a lot of fish in there. We moved, well, by Tatai's estimation, there's as many fish in this box right here, kilo wise, as there is in that first box. There's so many. There's, I don't know, perhaps 2,000 we moved in here. I don't quite think there's the biomass in this little net here. I think there's maybe, you know, when I asked Tatai, you know, what do you think is like 3 kilos, Tatai? And he said, no, it's more like 5. So I don't know. There's a lot of fish in here though, and they're hungry. So I'm gonna go get them some feed. So all this move here was successful so far, and so we're continuing to move forward. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.